I'm Anielo from e-Academy. We are organizer of Webit, the only event for e-business and e-marketing for Southeastern Europe. And here with me is Mr. Olgierd Cygan. He is
Hello.
CEO and managing partner of DigitalOne of Euro RSCG Group. Mr. Cygan, which you think are the most important present and emerging trends in the internet advertising?
I think that definitely video online, which is a very important type of supporting medium for communication online, because it allows to better communicate with consumers, to better sell ideas or transform information to consumers.
So video is the most important.
I think it's emerging right now, and due to the development of infrastructure, new technical possibilities, right now we can show full-length video, not only the very short forms online. We can put it on the websites, in banner advertising, simply everywhere, starting from e-marketing to e-commerce. Video help, video sells, and people are simply used to watch video because they've been watching TV for past years. It's easier, of course,
yeah.
And it's natural.
But it depends a lot from infrastructure, so...
Definitely, for countries with poor infrastructure.
Here in that part of the world, do you think that in Southeastern Europe we have enough good infrastructure for this?
Just before the Webit Expo, I've checked the recent reports on status condition of infrastructure in whole Europe, and luckily for you, Bulgaria is in top 5 countries in terms of infrastructure. You've got impressive fiber connections everywhere, so I wouldn't be afraid about the technical side. It's more about, I think, strategic or creative approach. You've got to remember that it's not about moving traditional content from ATL to online. It's about looking for new solutions, providing people with new ideas, fresh ideas, innovative ideas. So we've got to move our head, think a lot, and be very open-minded. So that's the challenge. I think we'll manage the technical part very easily here.
Okay, great. What are your expectations for the development of the internet advertising in the next few years?
I think that still we've got to learn some things on how to connect the typical marketing side with result-driven part of the advertising. So to remember that we've got to do creative stuff, but then there are numbers that are very important. So the aggregation of data, we've got to follow those data, react, etc. is the most important challenge right now.
How do you expect the internet advertising in Europe to develop?
Right now, because we are at the same stage of the so-called economical crisis, I think that it's everyone focuses on performance, and in every country, starting from the UK market, French, German, Polish or Bulgarian, everyone is thinking on how to achieve results, and I think that everywhere marketing should be measurable and provide proper return on investment. So that's the point.
So about the crisis, you said some more, but how did the global crisis change the European market of internet advertising especially? What do you think?
I think that some money have been moved from traditional marketing operations and projects towards more results focused, as I mentioned. So right now everyone wants to see results, preferably even sales.
So now it's better for the internet advertising?
Yes, definitely, because we can measure everything, and ATL is a pure branding. It's only branding communication without interaction, without possibility.
Why? Because it's cheaper to advertise in internet, or because...
No, it's measurable. You can count the figures and you can see what's happening.
You can see concrete
and
results.
You can communicate with people, and that's the most, the biggest advantage over ATL. ATL is one-way communication. In the internet, we are having a dialogue with consumers, and as we see how social media evolve, it's really important to talk to people.
Okay, what do you think, in which areas of the internet advertising do you expect greatest growth in the next few years?
I think that affiliate marketing, so focus on so-called performance. This is CPA model, so cost per acquisition, so all the measurable things. Still, search engine marketing is something that is growing rapidly. What else? I think that...
Why do you expect that in search engine?
Because again, it provides you measurable results. You can pay for results, not for just for displaying your content or displaying your communication, but for you are sure.
Which is difficult in traditional markets.
Yeah,
so.
and you can be sure that you are paying for results. So you want 100,000 people transferred to your directed to your website, you've got it.
And you can see it.
Yeah.
What opportunities do you see for the interactive agencies in Europe?
I think that interactive agencies are evolving very quickly, and on one hand it's important to remember that technology is important, and if we design something, produce new projects, we've got to keep in mind that technology is the key. It can help or it can ruin the project. But on the other hand, interactive agencies has to move more into branding strategy, to think in a wider form, to know how to prepare the strategy for the brand online, how to execute it, and take care about the creative side. So they've got to learn it from the traditional agencies, and I think that we will see a lot of mergers between traditional agencies and interactive ones.
What do you think about the brands who are still not in internet yet?
Are there such?
I think, yeah.
I think these are, especially in Western Europe, there's not too many of them, but in Eastern or Central Europe, of course, there's a lot of smaller brands that are not present on the internet. I think that it's because of lack of knowledge.
But is it time they to be there?
Yes, definitely, because with every month it will be harder to keep up with their competitors who are online, and they will have to spend more money, because it's always that when you are entering the new thing like advertising on the internet, you've got to learn. And learning is always expensive, so you've got to pay for this, so it's better to hurry up.
Can you foresee some business opportunities for the internet market in Central Eastern Europe?
Business opportunities. I think that what in DigitalOne we are working on is on how to connect, for example, internet sales with services like call center or logistics, in order to make it a perfect flow. So not only to concentrate on the internet itself, but also to capture the consumer, try to sell him something on the internet, but then take care about service through the call center or delivery of the product to their homes, because very often everything goes smooth in the internet, and then in the real world problems arise, and the product is not delivered, or the service is of a poor quality. So for me, working on a smooth flow is in this case the most important, and it's also kind of a possibility.
So as you know, Webit is the only and the biggest event for this region for e-business and e-marketing. What do you think? Does your company plan some presence here? Or
of course, as DigitalOne, we've been doing some projects for Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Hungary, because it's kind of the region that is covered very often from Poland, or in the east direction we cooperate with, for example, the Baltic states. But
what about Bulgaria, Romania, Turkey, Greece?
till now, we didn't have the opportunity to work because, like most clients, divide the parts of the world into different regions, and this part is far from us. But it becomes more and more interesting, and I think with the rise of the market here, the growing number of consumers, when the infrastructure is very helpful, as we've mentioned earlier on, I think that these markets will be more and more important, and we'll be looking also to cover this part of the world and provide, especially Western companies which are not that familiar with our mentality or type of doing business. I think for us it would be great if we could also operate here.
Okay, so we'll be waiting for you to invest here and to be part of our
Thanks.
market. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
this interview. This was especially for Webit.